Taking all that rice off that fish, ready to cook the fish and that, he licked his sticky fingers and he found, this tastes really good. Especially the rice that was pressed up against the fish. And, so the idea of taking the sous-saturated rice and preserving fish was very common then. Another thing that was very common was the Japanese fisherman's ability to basically choose the best fish, or the fish that he catches, what is good fish, and how they would do. And I found very quickly from my mom is Japanese don't know how to make sushi. They make their noodles, they make their rice and that, but sushi is a pretty special dish that they leave to I guess the professionals. So I had a lot of Japanese students, and so my workshops were packed. But in 1980, it went crazy. North Americans embraced sushi. 1980. And since the girls weren't around at that time, and maybe some Rotarians weren't even around at that time, and there was something on TV called a mini-series. And that mini-series was called Shogun.
Oh, yeah.
People got every night this miniseries about James Clavell's novel of Japan, and people got on what I would call the Japanese bandwagon. At the same time, there was a famous runner by the name of James Hicks who wrote the book of running, and people then were starting to get into health and fitness, and people started to get into the idea not only exercising but eating well, and they associated sushi as good eating because of fish and it's fresh and that. So sushi became the #1 ethnic dish of the 80s, in 1980s, and in 1986, and I had the honor of being part of Expo 86, and I did a full week of sushi demos at the Folk Life Pavilion in Expo 86, and that's where I met my people from Cocoa Rose Rice. And they said, well, and I've done long-term rice shows. And just to let you know that in 1942, 25,000 Japanese Canadians, my parents were relocated or interned away from the coast and there's actually over 150,000 Americans Japanese Americans that were interned too as well. But it was in California where the intern Japanese and they had to make food for themselves, and so because of California's climate and they grew rice. And they grew rice, and they grew very good rice because California's climate is actually better than Japan's when it comes to making rice now. And so if you ever see California rose rice or Kokomo rose rice or not, it's not made in Japan. It originates from North America. Okay, so that is another reason why you and of course, my sponsor, and usually after each workshop, I take a picture of everyone in my class, so that at least they know that the rice is going to the. Anyways, so this rice cooked in vinegar, sugar, and salt, and by the way, Heinz vinegar is the best. In my home, it always has to be Heinz. Heinz vinegar because it's stronger. There's no artificial flavorings and that. It brings out the flavor of the ingredients and that. So Heinz vinegar, sugar, and salt. And I have recipes for you all today too as well. So to make an our sushi, you #1 have to do this. Take a look and find an opening, and do not make your own opening. Okay? There's a little opening. So use your nails, fingers, and you make a little opening like this. Right? Okay, there we go. You got the opening? And when you right side down, go over, and you've turned it upside down. Okay. And
I've been hired for next week too.
Tom, can you help Lawrence? And there you
Okay,
go.
so I lifted
So
it
you
up.
guys working partners, okay?
Okay.
Working partners. Do you see what I did? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Put your hands first. Wow.
Okay.
Just
I'm breaking, Joe.
Okay,
Don't worry.
then you